Okay, I've had many mounts for my my SUVs over all these years. I've been making videos 11 and a half. I've had many. Never had one like this one that's bouncing all over the place. Seriously. And usually they correct themselves. It's the same one I had last time. So why this one all of a sudden is all bouncy, going all over the place? Today is a frustrating day for me, by the way. Seriously, frustrating. And I've had enough. Okay. Yesterday, I was livid. I mean, seriously, livid. Okay, I got me an order of fries. No extra salt. Oh, I just need to get something in me. Some food. But yeah, I was livid. Yesterday, today, it's just been something else. And you know, there's some things that some people will do, and it's just like, I don't know if that's a parking spot or not. Go ahead, people behind me. I don't think it is. I think that's not this parking spot. But I'm going to go somewhere else here if I can get out of this little mess. But you know how there's some people, no matter what you say, like if you tell somebody, what their behavior, what this person does, you just maybe, how people say don't air your dirty laundry though, but you just tell somebody, you're that frustrated and you want to tell somebody, and that person is going to find every way to blame you. That's choosing the wrong person in my book. Oh yeah, if somebody starts off by saying, well, why didn't you? That's a blame the victim type. I mean, I don't know why you would be confiding in someone who you didn't know was like that. I mean, we don't know sometimes. But there's just some people, anyway, they're going to do these things, and there's nothing you can say to them. They're adults now, grown adults, not young adults, and maybe not even middle-aged adults. They've gone through their whole life, as older adults now, and they're still going to do the same thing. That you have said, you have drawn a boundary. You say, do not cross that boundary. You do not say this kind of thing to me. You do not do this kind of thing. That's it. And if you give them one little chance, you open one little door, they're going to take it, and they're going to do it again. The top, they just don't stop. Okay, they're truly messed up. Now I know there are people who would diagnose them. I'm not their counselor. I'm not going to diagnose them. Although I can put in my head what I think that they are, you bet you. And but my degrees are in psychology and sociology. I'm immediately going to do that kind of thing. To sum it all up, I was a career student over 20 years. Yeah, I'm going to do that in my head, but that doesn't mean to go around telling people. You know what I'm saying? Some people do. Especially when there was this craze of people, talking about narcissists. A lot of what they were describing as narcissists, or narcissists, well, they were saying narcissists. I would say narcissistic type of behavior. But I had this in my head anytime that I heard about it, or even if I spoke on it, I would say, not really. The narcissist just alone is not the mean, evil person. It might come off as mean, evil, but they're not the ones that are sitting there plotting and planning and, trying to decide how they're going to use you and all this. They might exploit you, but it's more like you're, what's that term? Collateral damage. They're thinking about themselves. They're not spending any time thinking about you. Unless, I'm just going to put it there. This is my opinion. I could be wrong. I was a career student over 20 years. I could be wrong. Still. Some people, they can't say that. They'll say all and none. They try to make themselves look like they're experts on something when they're not at all. Yeah, I've just ran across something recently, and it kind of, I'm not exactly sure how to put it, but now let me think about that. I'm going to eat a French fry right now. Yeah, I had some fries. Yeah, I wasn't going to eat just one. I got a medium, a regular order, and apparently regular means medium. That's a big order of fries. But anyway, I was talking about people that they just will continue to step over boundaries. Now, some people say go no contact. Okay, I've done that. I've been there, done that. But some people seem to think that you can do that with everybody in your life. Okay, that's not necessarily true, but it's also not me saying there's an excuse for you to take bad behavior, to accept bad behavior. Nobody, absolutely nobody, should be telling you, saying something that you take as suggestion for yourself, for your life, because these people can be dangerous. You know, like if you wanted to leave and you heard somebody say you'll go no contact with them, they can be dangerous. People don't know what your situation is in that person. And just like anything, they should not be telling you what to do. You shouldn't be listening. Don't listen to me. I don't give any form of advice, anything. This is what I might do, but that doesn't mean I think you should. If my doctor tells me something for me, that doesn't mean you should. If I mention it, yeah, no, because you can get seriously hurt. From just whatever you think. Like people who diet and they say, well, everybody, no. And some of them are just people on a diet and then they keep gaining weight. Yet they're telling people how to diet. I am not in any way, shape, form, or fashion someone who would give people advice on anything. I'm not a healthcare, voice of authority. And I'm losing my voice as usual. That's why I had to stop again. But yeah, but what I'm going to say about these people, some would say, some do. Some people get online and they say, oh, if somebody is treating you wrong, you should tell them this, that, no. It can be so dangerous, so dangerous just to tell somebody. But like I was saying, I ran across somebody who was doing this and is acting as a voice of authority. No. Never went to college, and it's something that requires a person to have degrees, plural, not one. Okay, degrees. They have to have more than one. They have to have more than their bachelor's degree. They have to have a master's and or a PhD. It depends on where they live. But no, this person has not ever attended a university or college, apparently, and is giving advice. I've seen this several times, so I'm just going to make it composite. I've seen it several times. People think that they can just tell people about things that are, psychological, or they know all of it. It needs to because they have experienced it. That still is a pet peeve of mine. But there was a time when people were talking about narcissists, and they were saying that they could to do life coaching to people because they've experienced it. They have experienced theirs. Period. Full stop. Okay, I think that was a nun. Was that a nun that just drove by? I rarely see nuns here. So, that's what kind of surprised me. It made me stop for a second there. Okay, I also did as I planned to do. Yes, to feed the birds. I have regular bird seed, by the way, for feral animals. Those look like, what are they called? Not greckles. What are they called? It's not a crow. Grackles? I can't remember. They're beautiful birds. These look like all males, actually. Where are the females? Seriously. Oh. How cute. How beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, really, where are the females? Because the females have a different color. Last I knew. There's one. There's one. One in a whole bunch. See her? She's got a different color. She's running. Boy, they are hungry. My goodness. Lots of them, too. Look at all this. Look, look, look. They're still coming. They're flying from all over the place. So beautiful, beautiful. I had one time come up to my door. There was a to my window, like this window. It was this window, and there was a moth on it. They were eating like this, and there was a moth on my window, and it flew right up to my window and took the moth. It was like, whoa. So, yeah, look how many. And they're still coming. So, that's a lot. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, and all that, it looks like there's 4 females. Seriously, about 4 females. All the rest are males. Well, there's some more now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 females. But sometimes their feathers are so beautiful. Maybe 7. All of them. They got a nice shine. A lot of people feed them out here. Yeah, they do. We've come out here before, and people feed them bread. I feed them wild. I want to go up there to the Walmart and buy a few things, but I'm feeling a little lazy. I think it was those French fries. But, yeah, but I think I was worn out from, like I was talking about, people, seeing it, so much of it, hearing so much about, hearing so much and experiencing so much of people who just don't recognize boundaries. Then you tell them and they don't care. It's not about them. They don't care. They don't care. Too bad. So sad. That kind of attitude. I'm going to do what I want to do. So this is just sad, sad, sad. Well, they're getting closer and closer. I need to feed them a little bit more, so I'm going to wrap this one up.